Welcome to episode 28 of the Valley Sports Talk podcast. On today's episode, we have our week 6 NFL picks. But the boys are in a bit of a different setting, except for Braden. Braden's still at school. Me and Brandon are reading week, so Brandon's back home. But I'm in the beautiful province of British Columbia, because why not?
Maybe. Why not? Huh? Braden, your room looks great.
What's that face? What is he doing?
What are you doing, Braden?
Don't worry about it. We'll talk about it after the podcast.
I mean, you could have made your bed. You could have closed your closet. You could have done
Closet doesn't
something.
have a door on it.
I can't close my closet. There's no doors.
You could make it look a little.
Well, what's wrong with my
Looks like-
room? My room looks fine. You know, the attic's open in the back too because I got to fix that.
What
Anyways,
are you doing, man?
Braden, you might do a little bit better this week because there's only 14 games, so there's less you can get wrong.
Keep Braden.
The reason I'm saying this is because last week Noah and I both went 12-4, while Braden went 11-5. So Noah's closing the gap a little bit. I'm still in first at 55-25. Braden's in second at 52-28, 3 games behind me. And then Noah is 5 games behind Braden at 47-33. So it's closing.
I'm back.
You're back. Hey, one good week right here, and you're back in it.
Yeah.
If you didn't pick Casey, maybe you would have,
Darn.
would have been a little better. I guess we'll kick it right off with our Thursday night football. We have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers traveling to Philadelphia to face the Eagles.
Yeah, I think this is a pretty easy pick, considering how dominant Tampa Bay's been. The only team they've lost to, I believe, that they won last week.
They destroyed the Dolphins.
Yeah, the only team they've lost to is a good Rams team. This Eagles team started off hot, but they've kind of cooled down a bit. So I'm going to keep the Tampa Bay train going.
Yeah, I'll be jumping on the Tampa Bay train too. Like you said, it's almost pretty open and shut when it comes to tonight's game. I do believe that they're going to come. Like, I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think it's going to be pretty close back and forth. But I don't think it's also not going to be a cakewalk either. So, with that, I don't need to explain on players and all that. We all know who plays on the team and blah blah blah, all that bullshit. So we're going with that.
Do we now? Who's the starting running back for Tampa Bay?
The starting running back?
Yeah.
Isn't it Ronald Jones?
No.
Leonard Fournette.
Yeah, it's been Leonard.
Okay, that's new. I did not know.
So obviously we don't know who's on the team, but hey,
backup, right?
also gonna go back. They kind of nailed it there. We saw Tom Brady destroy a bad Dolphins defense, and he's going to do the same to this Eagles defense. I think the Eagles offense is better than the Dolphins, so it might be a little bit closer just because of that. But the Bucs are obviously going to win this game. Talking about the Dolphins, moving on to our second London game, we have the Dolphins facing off against the Jaguars. So as we see, the NFL likes to put really exciting games in London. No offense, no. Your team looked great last week.
Hey, I got that right.
Mm-hmm. We all did.
That was a good thing. Is Tua back yet, or it's still Brissett?
It's supposed to be back. It's not confirmed.
Okay. I'm going to go with the Dolphins.
Jacoby
Hey?
could be out.
Okay.
And if Tua's Jacoby's also questionable.
Okay. Even though they have a bit of an iffy spot at quarterback, I'm still going to go with the Dolphins just based on their defense being better than the Jaguars. I think they'll be able to hold them better. Even though the Dolphins' defense is not good against good teams, the Jaguars are not a good team. They're a pretty bad team. So I think their defense will actually be able to hold them. And if they can score the ball, then they should be fine.
Yeah, I think I'll jump on you too with the Dolphins. Right now, the Jags are trying to go through this whole rebuild and hasn't been going their way since the start of this year. And then even though the Dolphins aren't really that good, I think they're should be able to pull.
And he throws it.
And Braden's frozen. Maybe he'll come back a little later. I'm also going to go Dolphins just because Jaguars haven't won since week 1 last year. They've lost 19 straight regular season games, and until they win one, don't have a reason to choose them. Braden, you're back. How's it going?
Yeah, it's frozen again.
Oh, it's frozen again. Okay, we'll talk to Braden a little later, but he picked the Dolphins. Starting our Sunday 1:00 games, we have the Green Bay Packers facing the Chicago Bears in Chicago.
Braden's always back again. He's back again. Braden, you froze like 2 separate times there.
Yeah, I know. Did you guys hear what I said or no?
Yeah, we got through Dolphins.
But we don't know what you said about the game.
Oh, I just said Dolphins would win. So.
Okay. Next game is. Did you hear what the next game was, Braden?
No. What is the next game?
It's Packers Bears.
Packers Bears. Packers.
Yeah, me too. Packers.
Don't need no explaining. Packers. Done.
I'm also going Packers.
Wonder
That
why.
mess up in week 1. I haven't looked back, and I might have. Oh, the Aaron Rodgers isn't behind me this time, but hey. Quickly moving on, we have the Bengals traveling to Detroit to face the Lions.
Ooh, it's a big game here.
Big game.
Let's say Cincinnati.
I'm gonna go Bengals too. They lost a
I'm
heartbreaker
also
last
going-
week, even though their kicker thought he made a field goal when he didn't.
That was hilarious.
It was exciting to watch because they missed so many. But you were just hoping that the next one would just go in.
Brandon, your team should have lost that.
They should have. Well, they should have won it.
They should have won and lost.
I mean, Mason Crosby is known for being consistent, and he missed 4 field goals and an extra point. So
whoever had him in fantasy must have really not done well.
I don't think anyone has him.
Speaking of fantasy, Mark Andrews is like my favorite player ever right now.
Noah was down. You were 42 going into Monday night.
Going into Mark Andrews, and Mark Andrews got like 43 points for me.
I even won
by 0.2, so
it was 90. Wayne had like a 99% chance of beating me.
Like Lamar almost got me 50 points that night, along with Marquise Brown.
Quarterbacks had a big week this week. Like Lamar put up
Herbert
high 40s.
for me.
Herbert put up 50, and Tom Brady also was almost at the 50 mark. It was a big day for QBs.
Yeah, now we're finally getting into bye week, so it'll start to get interesting.
I have a couple of players on bye.
So do I.
This week, I think.
I don't have any.
Yeah,
I don't have any players. I'm at full strength this week. If McCaffrey comes back.
Yeah, he is.
Which is looking cool for this week.
All right, next game.
Okay, Braden, you just slugged that down.
Parched.
Oh boy, you're parched, eh? Moving on, what game do we have next? We have Kansas City at Washington.
I'm gonna make the mistake twice, and I'm gonna go Chiefs again. I think they finally will bounce back. I took them last week and they lost, so they can't lose twice in a row. Yeah,
I think I'll be going with you. I'll just because the way that with Washington's D, it's still it's like we're still hoping for that hype where it's it's supposed to be really good apparently, but it's still they're letting up a lot of mostly a lot of points that kind of letting them get too close for comfort in games. And I think just KC should be able to maneuver around that defense because it's not a Bills defense where their defensive line can put pressure on the quarterback. So we'll see. I just think that hopefully Mahomes' offense will tear them apart.
Mahomes' offense will tear them apart, but you guys all watched the Bills game, I'm assuming. They figured it out, and if teams can go back and watch that and copy, they put it was cover
basically
2 on Tyreek.
Just double Tyreek, and if Travis Kelce wants to score, he'll score.
Exactly, and it worked to perfection. I mean, if you can do that and you can get Kansas City's offense off the field,
Their defense sucks.
Defense is terrible. Their defense was probably a little overrated last year just because they weren't on the field very often, so they were always well rested. But this year, when teams are starting to figure out their offense, when their defense is on the field for long periods of time, they can't handle it. So I'm saying that I'm going to go KC, but I think it's going to be closer than people probably would have guessed at the beginning of the year. Moving on, we have the can't score Vikings traveling to the can't score Panthers and versing the Panthers.
Panthers.
Are the Panthers 3-2 now?
Yeah, they lost to Philly.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Vikings. I think they're finally starting to slide, the Panthers. I think they finally come back to they've come back down to earth. Sorry to say that, Braden, but I think they have.
No, well, we're gonna see what happens. I'm going with my team, even though it's probably a mistake going with my team. Just because maybe coming off this little bit of a losing streak, things will be able to start clicking back. And if McCaffrey comes back on Sunday, then the offense is going to change a little bit, which will be good. They definitely need him back in order to make that offense work. And maybe what else? Their defense could step it up just a little bit more from last week. They're letting up some balls, and Sam Darnold with those interceptions and those fumbles, he needs to hold on to that ball a little bit better, make a little bit better decisions, and they could probably win this one if that's the case.
Yeah, I'm also going to go Panthers. There are many teams this week that if the Panthers were playing, I wouldn't have picked Panthers, but the Vikings just haven't been able to score. 7 on the Browns, 19 on the Lions. Scoring's been an issue, and I feel like kind of like Braden said, the Vikings are kind of not the Vikings. The Panthers are looking a little bit like KC in the way that it's all DJ Moore. And when teams are double teaming DJ Moore, there's not a whole lot they can do. Robbie Anderson hasn't done much this year, so I'm looking for him to have a game this week because all the attention will be on DJ Moore because he's the only person they can target.
Robbie Anderson has not had a top 40 wide receiver week yet in fantasy.
Which is insane because he was top 40 every week until week 12 last year. So
his points have dropped quite a bit. It's not. He hasn't. I don't think he's even gotten a touchdown yet this year.
Last year, the only reason he was fantasy relevant is he didn't really score many touchdowns, but he was a target hog, and they haven't been targeting him, which is strange. It doesn't make sense to me, but
I think what Darnold finds is he finds one person that he knows it's comfortable to throw to instead of kind of expanding on all his aspects of the team.
Do you think he'd be comfortable with Robbie since they played together on the Jets?
Yeah, it makes no sense. They're gonna have to it's gonna have to work out. They're gonna have to figure it out, or they're gonna keep losing. Moving on, we have the Texans and the Colts in Indianapolis.
The Colts lost a heartbreaker last week. They also had a very controversial call there on that forward pass.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that was very controversial.
It was a quarter of a yard or something, I guess.
Yeah, not even. But I'm gonna go Colts on this one. Texans are not very good. Neither of their quarterbacks are really doing much. They can't move the ball, and the defense is atrocious. And the Colts played a really good game. They just got Lamard, I'll call it.
Yeah.
I'm
also gonna Colts. I mean, if you look at last week, there's a lot of people how do you choke a game like that? But if they allow one less touchdown or that defensive touchdown is a touchdown, all people are talking about this week is how good the Colts looked and that they are for real. And they've just had some hard competition. So I'm going to still look at it that way. I mean, they're still a good team. They're better than 1-4, obviously. They're going to have to win games like that, but against the Texans, they shouldn't have a problem.
Yeah, I'm going Colts too. Like Noah was saying, where the Texans have been moving their ball. Their quarterback situation has not been good. Their defense is not good at all. So, and when you have the Colts who have been doing really well, they played a good game against the Ravens. And when it comes, it was just, they started to kind of fall off a little bit in the second half. But I like they show consistency throughout the game. So I hope that it will lead into this one where they can come away with a job against the Texans.
Yeah, for sure. Like a thing that people aren't talking about is Blankenship was definitely hurt that game, and he missed some field goals that normally he makes 10 out of 10 times. So
Yeah, he's
with a healthy Blankenship, they probably win that game, but it is what it is. Moving on to another game I think we will all agree on. We have the LA Rams traveling to face the New York practice squad in New York.
Which New York team?
The Giants. They're all hurt. It's the practice squad.
Oh, yeah. Except for Tony. He went off, but he threw a punch.
Holiday, Saquon, Sterling Shepard. Who's the
Kenny
other?
out?
Yeah, Kenny Galladay. Who's the other one?
Darius Slayton.
Darius Slayton. They're all out.
Yeah.
I think
It's kind of.
Daniel Jones out too.
Daniel Jones is out as well.
Yeah, Mike Glennon. Mike
Holiday's
Glennon
out
gets to start.
There's so
I
think this one's pretty
bad, man. Like his ankle was like.
Luckily, it's only a low sprain, so he's only out like 1 to 2 weeks.
Oh, okay, because it like rolled like pretty good.
he's just starting to look good again too.
Did you guys,
Yeah,
sorry, just to jump off topic here a little bit, just talk about these injuries. Did you guys also, like, against the Bills game, you guys see Clyde Edwards-Hilaire's knee?
Oh, he's in trouble.
Oh, it was bad. It almost made me throw up.
I don't think he tore anything though. I think it was just a knee sprain.
No, but they say he's going to be
Shifted out
out
of place,
for a
though.
while.
It looked fucking weird.
Like
Yeah,
a
I know
month.
he's out. He's out like 5 to 6 weeks. But I know it's good that it wasn't a
Oh,
full
100%.
tear.
It could have been a full year thing, but
Yeah. Okay, getting back to this game.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. Who was? Oh, I'm gonna go Rams. That's who it is, right?
Yeah, I'm going with the Rams. We don't need to expand on the topic. Like, we all know who's taking this one, right? So
yeah,
unless
I'm going right
somehow the Jets, by some magical miracle, beat the Rams by, in some case, this should be like a blowout.
Yeah, you're right.
I agree. Couldn't
Moving
agree
on.
more, Bray.
Moving on to a game we might not agree on, we have the LA Chargers facing the Baltimore Ravens. In Baltimore.
I'm gonna go Chargers just because their offense looks amazing and the Baltimore defense doesn't look as good as it has in the past. You got dual threat receivers in Mike Williams and Keenan Allen, and then you have Eckler in the backfield who's had 2 20-plus touch weeks and touchdown in both games. So I'm gonna go with the Chargers.
You know what? Just to go off, I'm gonna go with the Ravens just to kind of mix it up a little bit. I know, like, when you're saying the defense hasn't been looking as good as it should have been in the past couple of years. If they can somehow throughout this week fix the little tweaks on the defense, because they let up a lot of missed tackles, like slipping up. There should have been plays that should have been knocked down and sacks that were missed. If they can somehow fix that a little bit or tweak it to get it better this week, I think that they might be able to come away with a dub. And also, like, Lamar and the rest of the team haven't been doing too bad, even though, like, in the first half of the Colts game, they didn't make an impact at all. Like, it was hard to move the ball until somehow they came out at the end of the second quarter where they just went, it started looking like an actual Baltimore team that we all know. And I hope that it can lead into this game.
I'm going to go Chargers just because since week 2, even since week 1, their offense has been unstoppable. And like Braden was saying, in the first half of the Colts game, Baltimore were only able to put up 3 points. And if they have even a quarter of that, they're not going to be able to keep up with the Chargers offense, no matter how bad the Chargers defense is. If they take 1 quarter off, the Ravens aren't winning this game. So I'm going to pick Chargers. Moving on to our Sunday afternoon games, we have the undefeated Arizona Cardinals traveling to face the Cleveland Browns. Cardinals.
Cardinals.
Going to face the Browns.
Did the Browns win last week?
They were the team that lost to the Chargers.
Yes, you're right. I watched that
Yeah,
game
it was pretty
in
close.
the
though,
restaurant.
It was pretty back and forth that whole game.
Yeah. Tough one. I'm gonna say this is the week that Arizona loses. I'm gonna go Cleveland.
Okay.
I have no reason for that pick. Just a gut pick. That's a gut pick.
I'm not gonna go against the grain. I'm going with the Cardinals. I'm gonna jump on the bandwagon for this one because last week I picked San Fran to win, and that didn't really work out for me too well. I hope I don't know. I want to see the King dethroned at one point, but for right now they are on a hot streak, going with the 5-0. So I guess we'll see if that carries on to a 6-0 after Sunday afternoon game.
I'm also gonna go Arizona. I'm a little skeptical. Not totally confident. No, Kyler Murray's dealing with a shoulder injury, as when hasn't he in his career? And the only reason I'm picking them is because the Browns are just injured all over the place. Their defense isn't healthy. And if Kyler can just play through the shoulder injury, he shouldn't have a problem picking apart this defense. So I'm gonna go Arizona. Hopefully I was wrong. The next game, the the Raiders taking on the Broncos. Two teams in the same division who were overhyped at the beginning.
I'm gonna go Broncos just because there's so much drama right now in the Raiders locker room. I don't think that they're really all on the same page. And Teddy Two Hands is gonna slice up that overrated Raiders D.
Okay. Yeah, I like the sound of that. I get it. Yeah, I get it. With all the controversy that's in the Raiders organization right now after the whole debacle with the racist emails, the what is it called? Misogyny? Is that what it's called? Something like that. They're not going to walk on the field with a head screwed on straight. And now that the assistant coach has to come up and prepare this Raiders team against, a decent Broncos team. So I guess, I think with their heads a little, knocked around, maybe that the Broncos can come away with the dub and give them, and show the Raiders that who's boss.
I agree with all those points, but because I agree with all those points, I'm going to choose the Raiders. I don't know why. Something's just telling me, because of all the facts you guys have said, they're going to come out. They're going to want to prove that this is behind them, that this isn't their identity. There's something different, and I feel like they're going to come out and they're going to have a big game. Gut feeling. Could be very wrong.
Gut feeling. That was me with the Browns.
Yeah, I don't know why. Just for the reasons you guys said they're going to lose, I think they're going to win. I don't know.
But didn't Braden take the Raiders, or did Braden take the Broncos?
The Broncos. Teddy Two Hands.
Sorry, I missed that.
Nobody really listens to Braden's takes. It's okay.
Nobody does. I'm kind of just here
to write him down.
Braden's just here.
Braden, you're just here for the
I'm just here because I guess I'm not going to say that. I can't
just
say that.
here so I don't get fined. Marshawn Lynch.
If we got fined, it would be because of Braden.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was just like, I better shut my mouth right now before I say something I'm not supposed to.
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Yeah, I love that interview. It's so funny.
As long as you don't say something John Gruden said, then you should be fine.
Oh, no.
Okay, well, if you're not going to speak, then we'll move on to the very hyped up Dallas Cowboys facing the New England Patriots.
I'm still a Cowboys hater, but I think they're a great team. Dak's a top 10 quarterback. They have Trayvon Diggs is a defensive player of the year candidate right now, even though he can't cover with crap. He just gets interceptions. I saw a quote. It's like you'll take adequate coverage for interceptions.
100%.
I do, yeah. And the Patriots look like they're starting to struggle, but I think I don't know what they did last week. I didn't really look.
They barely squeaked out a dub against the Texans.
Oh yeah, you're right. I do remember that now. So I'm going to go Dallas because I think they're legit. I don't like them, but I think they're legit.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm gonna go Dallas too. They're a really fun team to watch. Their offense is always clicking, and their defense, if anything about Dallas can be underrated, which I don't even know if anyone's put those two words together. It might be that defense. And the Patriots, like Noah said, they struggle to put up points, so I don't think they can keep up.
Yeah, I'm going Dallas too. That's it. No comment.
Okay. Okay. Next, we got two struggling teams. We got Seattle traveling to Pittsburgh to face the Steelers.
Juju's out for the year, so that hurts.
Juju's
really?
out for the year.
Hurts the Steelers and my fantasy team.
Juju's out for the year. I'm happy I traded him. Russ is out for 2 months.
Okay, that just means more touches for Najee.
That's true. He was already getting. He's
a beast.
crazy. He's getting like 20 carries and stuff. That's wild.
20 carries.
Took him a little
like
bit to get going, but now he's.
Yeah, it took him a week.
Yeah, that's a Christian McCaffrey step.
I'm gonna go Steelers just for the fact that Russell Wilson is not playing. If Russell Wilson's playing, I'd take the Seahawks all day. Even though Big Ben looks terrible, like I've been saying every week. I think he's better than his name's like Geno Smith or something, the quarterback for the Seahawks.
It's something like that, yeah.
Something Smith. I'm gonna take experience.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Steelers too, just because every time I talk, the Steelers, like last week they were playing the Broncos. I said the Broncos are gonna win, then the Steelers won, and then the week before that I said the Steelers are gonna lose, and then they ended up winning or something like that. It's just I never win with the Steelers. So I'm hoping I'm hoping on Sunday I finally get that 1 point from the Steelers.
I'm with you guys. I really don't want to pick the Steelers.
But you do have a good point, Noah. If Russell Wilson was playing, I would also personally take the Seahawks too. But they, it's going to be a struggle for them for a little bit till they can figure their stuff out.
Yeah, I think we're all in the same boat. I don't think any of us want to pick the Steelers. I don't think any of us like the Steelers. But missing Russell Wilson is a big mess. And, I mean, you can also add Chris Carson into that.
You're not playing again?
We're all going to not playing again, apparently.
I know he was questionable. I just didn't know if he was actually going to play or not.
Oh, he's got some, neck problem, I think.
Okay.
Don't quote me if he plays. Sorry. Monday Night Football. We have.
That was a Sunday night game.
We're done. Well, this is Monday, the last game of the week.
Okay.
We have the Buffalo Bills facing the Tennessee Titans.
I'm not gonna make this mistake 2 weeks in a row. I'm gonna go Bills.
Bills.
I'm also gonna go Bills. They've been so good. They're just one of them teams. I'm gonna pick them until they lose. It's sort of like the Jaguars. I'm not gonna pick them until they win.
I'm gonna say something that makes Evan really mad. The Bills are the best team in the NFL right now. They're a better team than the Cardinals, in my opinion.
And I would say, hashtag Bills Mafia.
Shut up, you bandwagon.
I'm going to agree with you that they're better than the Cardinals.
Bills,
I would love to see an AFC. What is the last game in the AFC in the playoffs called? The divisional
championship? No, it's the AFC championship.
I would love to see a Buffalo Chargers championship game right now. Just at this moment.
That'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be high scoring. So we're all going to go Bill.
Yeah.
On that.
We got 7 minutes left in this timer to talk about some other stuff.
Yeah, we'll continue that. We're only at 29 minutes. There's only 14 games, so not as much to talk about.
We want to talk about another sport or something? The NHL just started.
The NHL just started.
The Pen beat the Lightning the other night.
Without Crosby, Gensel, Malkin.
I know. I noticed that. I'm looking for
Pittsburgh
Crosby.
Looked great.
And then I remember that Crosby didn't he get wrist surgery or something?
Yeah, he has wrist surgery, but he should be back anytime now. He's not playing tonight against Florida, but there's a chance he plays tomorrow against Chicago at home.
And the
Seattle. I stayed up and watched.
Seattle did look. They started off slow, but then they finally bounced back. Grubauer didn't look very good.
Grubauer didn't look good at all, but what impressed me was playing in Las Vegas, the atmosphere there and going down 3-0.
Coming back 3-0, down 3-0.
And then losing on a controversial goal.
Yeah, that was a kick, 100%. No way that's not a kick.
And then the Leeds beat the Habs last night.
Leeds beat the Habs, which made me really happy. Not because they were. What?
Go ahead, Brandon. Go ahead.
I was happy with the result because the Leafs were able to win a tight game where they were shorthanded 4 times in the third. That impressed me.
Brayden, I don't know if you saw this news, but the Sens signed Brady to Chuck this morning.
Yeah, that's a big contract for him. Like, I don't really agree with the contract.
Do you think it was overpaid?
I think it was
7 years, $8.2 million.
You know what? That could, right, for this year, that might be a bit of an, like, I would be all right with like somewhere in the 7 range, even just because of his play style and how much like he's just been brought up in Ottawa. Unfortunately, like, same spot with Nick Suzuki. When you got rookies like that, if you don't sign them to that, they're not going to be on your team. So you're sort of forced to put your cards in a guy like Brady Tkachuk, and who knows, in 6 years that could be one of the best contracts in the NHL. You never know.
Mm-hmm. They both sort of compromised. Brady got the term he wanted, or the Sens got the term, and Brady got the money.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, the Canucks looked very good last night. I watched that game because that was my time out here in BC. Canucks Oilers.
Did they look good? See, I quit on the game in the second intermission. They were down 2-0.
The Canucks came back in the last 10 minutes and tied the game, and then they ended up losing a shootout. Mike Smith looked amazing. I'll say that.
Really good in the first 2 periods. I watched the first 2.
He looked great. But the Canucks finally came back. I don't know. They just had like a sort of like chip on them. I felt like they looked good.
No, I watched the first 2, and even though they were down 2-0, it looked
like Mike Smith in the first period, for me at least. Mike Smith kept the Oilers in the game. Like, the Canucks came out quick.
The first 2 periods, I didn't hear a lot of Connor McDavid's name, which is not.
No, I didn't hear much. I didn't hear much of his name in general, except for the power play goal to Hyman.
Yeah,
which was really nice.
I mean, what else? Colorado came out. They had something to prove.
Yeah, I felt bad for Fleury because he played great, but he just let in those 3 goals. He had no help in the first period. Like, Fleury looked great the rest of the game.
Yeah, Colorado looks like they got something to prove.
Without McKinnon.
Yeah, what else happened? OV scored twice, 5th all time.
Yeah, the Rangers don't look as good as people thought they were gonna.
They did not come to play yesterday, and OV looks like Noah might be biting his words pretty soon. He came out for 2 goals.
Just passed somebody, didn't he?
Yeah, he's 5th. He's like 8 behind Mark Messier or someone like that, I think.
So
I still say he breaks the record, man. He's gonna do it.
Well, you mean Max said he was, Noah said he wasn't, but he came out showing he ain't lost nothing with old age. I mean,
what else happened first night? Tampa did not look very good. Tampa looked like they had nothing to prove.
Vasilevsky was the reason that game was close until the empty nets.
Yeah, that was. I was watching that game obviously because Pittsburgh's my favorite team, and then there's like 6 minutes left. The puck gets dumped down. I'm like, oh my god, the goalie's already out.
I know. I watched the game too just because it was the first game of the season. It's like, that's wild. Other sports, we have the Dodgers-Giants game 5 tonight.
Yes, is that tonight?
That's tonight. Giants are winning.
Watch that.
I'm calling it.
I want the Giants to win. I don't want the Dodgers to go back to back.
Who's starting for the Dodgers?
It's got to be Scherzer. It's got to be Scherzer or Urias.
It's that's who it is.
Urias?
Scherzer played game 3 and Buehler played game 4. So yeah,
they haven't announced the starters. Oh, it's Corey Knebel and Logan Webb.
Logan Webb's been good. Logan Webb's been real good.
They probably just have Corey. They probably have Corey Knebel as like an opener, and then Urias will come out of the bullpen in like the 2nd inning.
Yeah, I agree. Like once through the order, and then switch.
Yeah,
it up.
exactly.
Yeah. Hey, who's winning it? Noah said Dodgers. I say Giants.
No, I said Giants.
Oh, did you? Okay.
I said I don't want the Dodgers to win.
Okay, who's winning, Bray? Take a guess.
Also, we had an
Okay.
upset.
Who's
Brandon, you
playing
said that
Who's playing tonight? I'll just guess.
Dodgers and Giants.
Dodgers and Giants.
Hurry up, man. We're running out of time.
There.
Dodgers.
What are you saying there? Noah?
You said that Milwaukee was going to take Atlanta easily, and Atlanta brought it to
Right.
them, and they beat them.
The Brewers, the only way they were scoring was Roddy Tellez dingers. They couldn't score. Roddy hit.
Yeah, and then go ahead.
Tellez hit 2 of them.
2, yeah, and then Boston pretty handily, in my opinion, beat the Rays, which was surprising.
100%.
And then who's the other team in there? The Astros beat the White Sox pretty easily too. The Astros are deadly.
Yeah, cheating aside.
But I think we'll wrap it up there.
Personal question to end it off.
Okay. Sorry?
Favorite cereal of all time.
Favorite cereal?
Yeah.
Fruit
Lucky
Loops.
Charms.
Fruit Loops, Lucky Charms. You guys are children. Captain Crunch.
Yeah, I knew the cat was coming.
You like when you eat Captain Crunch when it scars the top of your mouth? Is that what you like?
Yeah. Okay,
all right, we'll wrap it up there. If you enjoyed, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and we will see you next week.
Peace out.